Okay, there was some disturbance. Sorry for that. So 25 into 1 and 25 into 4 is 100. So 11 into 4 will be 44. And that will be my answer, 44%. Those who have answered 44, that is correct. And the rest of you, please check out the method. This is the correct method of solving this kind of question. Let's solve another question. Yes, Jay, obviously we can use the formula that is there. Uh, but if you, since, so this kind of formula that you're asking about, that is quite useful in the exams if you are targeting banks or SSC, CGL, or maybe other exams like that, where time is crucial, right? Where time is crucial, where you have given 60 minutes and you are supposed to solve 60 questions. That is true. But in this case, you are given 65 questions and you have 3 hours of time. So personally, what I believe is instead of using the formulas, over here you can clear it by the concepts. That is my personal belief. If you are using the formula, that is also totally fine. ऐसा नहीं है formula use नहीं करना है, मैं मना नहीं कर रहा हूँ. अगर आप use करो, that is totally fine. But yes, since you have time, you can also check it once using the basic fundamentals. So that will be easier for you. Right. Okay, fine. So this 44% will be the correct answer. Let's see the next one. Yes, this is a good question. Try to solve this. It will take a little bit of time. Okay, so since this is a typical question, what I'll do is I'll give you a little bit of hints so that you can start solving along with me and we can solve it earlier. So a salesman sells two kinds of trouser, a cotton and woolen. So initially I'll assume that the cotton is X or let's say, okay, first let's read the question, then we'll talk about it. The pair of cotton trouser is sold at 30% profit and pair of woolen trouser is sold at 50% profit. The salesman had calculated if he sells 100% more woolen trouser than cotton trouser, his overall profit will be 45%. However, if he ends up selling 50% more cotton trouser than woolen trouser, what will be his profit? So there is a lot of confusion over here considering cotton and woolen. So to keep it simple, I'll just go step by step. First of all, let's consider that the cost price. Right, I'm talking about cost price. The cost price of cotton is X and that of woolen is Y. Right. So cotton is X and woolen is Y. Let's not confuse with that part. Now, the second statement says that the pair of cotton trouser is sold at 30% profit. 30% profit means the cost from the cost price it is getting sold at 30% more price from the cost price, right? So अगर वो 100 रुपए का था, so 30% more, that is 130 is what is the selling price. So if cost price is X and Y, I can say that the selling price, I'll just write down over here, the selling price of your cotton trouser, it is 30% more, that is 1.3 times the cost price, that is X. For that, for woolen trouser, it is 50%. Right. For woolen trouser, it is 50%. That is 1.5 times X. That is the selling price. So I got the cost price, I got the selling price. Now over here, there are two conditions given. Right. So I'll take these two conditions separately. The first condition, the salesman has calculated that if he sells 100% more woolen trouser than the cotton trouser, his overall profit will be 45%. Let's consider this to be the first case. Let's talk about case one. What is the case one? The woolen trouser. Woolen trouser, right? It is 100% more sold than cotton trouser. Right. So it is 100% more sold. That basically means it is if they were 100, it was 200. So this was double. So if the quantity of cotton trousers sold was the X times, it was double time, right? Whatever it has been sold. So let's try to solve this one. So over here, let's try to find out. Okay, a profit has been given, right? Overall profit has been given. So what I'll assume that if the woolen trousers they were sold X times, sorry, if the cotton trousers were sold X times, the woolen trouser they were 1.5 times Y. This were 2 times Y because they were being sold double of the price. They were being sold double of the price. So sorry, double the number. So I'll have X and 2Y over here. Now let's form the first thing over here, that is about the profit. So we know that profit is basically equal to selling price minus cost price. So what was the profit? The profit was 45%. Right. The profit was 45%. That is what I get. So the selling price would be 1.45 times. Right. So from here, the condition I will get that the selling price is 1.45 times the cost price. Right. So this is the condition I'll get. Okay. So I'll just rewrite it that my selling price over here, it becomes 1.45 times the cost price. 1.45 because it was 45% profit. Right. Now what the selling price it would have been, okay, what I had is 1.3 times X plus the woolen. They are sold in twice the quantity, right? Twice the quantity. So 2 times 1.5 Y. This was the selling price. It is equal to 1.4 times the cost price. The cost price was simply X for the cotton trouser, but for the woolen trouser, the number was twice. So it will become 2Y. Right. So this is the equation I got by substituting the values over here. So let's try to solve this up. I'll get 1.3x plus 1.5 into 2 will become 3. So 3y is equals to 1.45x plus 1.45 into 2 will become 2.9y. Right. Let's solve this further. So I'll take this over here. So it will become 3y minus 2.9y is equals to 1.45x minus 1.3x. So this will become 0.1y is equals to 0.15x. Or if you solve this further, you will get 10y is equals to 15x, or 2y is equals to 3x. Basically, from here I can get that y is equals to 1.5 times x. Simple. Right. So this is the equation I got in the first case from the first information that has been given. Now let's talk about the second case where I need to calculate the profit, overall profit. Right. So in the second case, I need to find out the selling price. I need to find out the selling price. Then we'll talk about cost price and what was the consequence. Right. Just one. So selling price will be what types of cost price that I need to find out. So first of all, over here, the cost price will become, see, the second case was he ends up selling, let me change the color for clarity. This was the second. He ends up selling 50% more cotton trousers than the woolen trousers. So case 2 is where cotton trousers are more, right? 50% more cotton trousers than woolen trousers. So let's try to find out first of all the cost price. The cost price would have been, see, for this we have x, for this we have x. So it will become 50% more than what it has been. So 1.5 times x, 50% more, and y, woolen, that is what we are selling. So it will be 1.5 times x, right? So this will become your cost price. Now to find out selling price equals to, now the value of x, see, this was 1.3 times the 1.5 of, yes, the cotton has been sold at 1.3 times. It will become 1.3 times x plus woolen price 1.5 times of y, so 1.5 times of y. So can you calculate the profit? The profit will be selling price minus cost price over here. Now this is getting complicated, so I want you to solve it carefully. So if you get multiply, let's solve the first of all this selling price over here. So I'll just simplify this equation. So 15 into 13, 195, or it will become 1.95 x plus 1.5 y. This becomes your selling price. So I have the equation of cost price, I have the equation of selling price. Can I calculate profit? Yes. So profit will be equal to selling price minus cost price. So this will basically becomes, if you subtract 1.95 minus 1.5, it will become 0.45x plus 1.5 minus y, so 0.5y. Now you have the profit, you need to calculate profit percentage, or yes, overall profit percentage, that is you need to find out. So let's try to solve this up further. Just one minute. Let me create another slide for this. Yes. So now I need to calculate the overall profit percentage. I have got up to profit. So profit was 0.45 times x plus 0.5 times y. This is what I got. I also got, as a result of equation 1, that y is 1.5 times x. So y is 1.5 times x. That is the one result that I have from the case 1. And over here, the cost price was 1.5 times x plus y. 1.5 times x plus y. This was the cost price. So let's calculate profit percentage, which is profit upon CP into 100, which becomes 0.45x plus 0.5. Over here, I'll substitute the value of y. So y is 1.5 times x, so it will again become 1.5 times x over 1.5 times x plus, in place of y, I'll replace 1.5 times x into 100. This I need to solve, so it will become, let's solve this over here. So 0.45x plus 0.75x over 1.5, 1.53x. Okay, this on adding will become 1.2 times x by 3 into 100. Okay, 3x by 100. X will get back cancelled by x. I'll get 0.4 into 100, that is 40. So if you solve this, you'll get 40% as your answer. Now, this was a typical question. Usually they don't ask this kind of questions, but yes, if it is asked, you can solve it easily. You just need to take each of the case separately. Each of the case has to be taken separately. Right. So this was a typical question. That's why I helped you to solve. The next question you are supposed to try it yourself. Yes. Please try this one. Simple one. Okay.
4.
Yes.
4.
Okay. Let's try to understand. Fine. That's good.
4.
Okay. The test has 20 questions. If he gets 80% correct, how many questions did Peter missed? Right. So if correct percentage of questions that were correct, the correct were 80%. So incorrect, or you can say missed, will be 20%. Right. So you need to find out 20% of 20. That is 20 by 100 into 20, or simply 4. So 4 questions were what he missed. Right. It was pretty simple question. The only thing is you need to understand this statement over here. Try this one.
%25.
25%, sir.
Yes, pretty simple question. 24 students in a class took an algebra test. If 18 passed, what percent do not pass? See, so this is the thing we need to just notice in the question. And this is the case not only in aptitude, but even in technical part also we miss this kind of thing. We're not supposed to find out the percentage of the student pass the exam, but then those who don't pass. So if 18 students pass, from here you can say that 6 students do not pass, or the 6 students they failed. So this percentage of students who did not pass was 6 by the original number, that is 24 into 100, which becomes 25%. Right, simply 1 by 4 over here, and 100 by 4 is 25. So we'll get 25%. Check out the next question. Is this you need to solve? It's very simple question, just a little bit of maths will be required.
57%.
Yes, sir. 57.
Yes, Dubai has some answers.
57%.
Okay, I got one answer. Okay, three candidates contested an election and received these number of votes respectively. What percentage of total votes did the winning candidate get? Obviously, the one who gets the highest number of votes is the winning candidate. Right. So this is the higher. So the percentage you need to find out the percentage of total votes. So you had see the reference has been given. You have to find out it with respect to the total votes. The total votes is that winning candidate got. It will be 11628. This was the number of vote of winning candidate divided by the total number of votes. So it becomes 1136 plus 7636 plus 11628. So over here, the denominator numerator is 11628 and the denominator turns out to be 20400. And that's yes, that's correct. If you do it, it will be equivalent to 57%. So this will be a final answer. Again, a simple question, nothing much to say over here. Let's look into the next question. Is this the percentage within percentage? Let me see if you can solve this.
So 85.
75.
Okay, I got one answer. Let's see what others have to say.
So 85. Sir.
Okay, let's try to solve this one. At a football game with 5400 fans, 60% of fans are rooting from the home team. So 60% from the home team and 40% will not be from the home. Now 810 of the home team fans are students. So out of those 60%, 810 are students. You are supposed to find out what percentage of home team fans that are not students. Right. So that percentage we need to find out. So first of all, there are 5400 fans, out of which 60 percentage belong to home team, and obviously 40% they do not belong to home. Right. So we are interested in the 60%. So let's find out 60% of 5400, which becomes 3240. So there are 3240 people from the home team, and rest are not from the home team. Now, out of these two, again, there are two parts. Some of them are students. The students are 810. So not students that we need to find out. We'll just subtract it. We'll get 3240 minus 810, which becomes 2430. Now we need to find out what percentage of home team friends are not students. So the 2430, if I want to find it out as a percentage, so percentage will be equal to 2430 divided by 5400 into 100. Which turns out to be 45% on solid. Right? So your final answer will be equal to 45%. A simple question. Only the thing is you need to understand the statement of the question. Yes. Let's see the next question.
Sir, 50%. 50%, sir.
Yes.
50%.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So there are 120 runs which batsman has scored, and it included 3 boundaries and 8 sixes, and rest will be running between wickets. Right. So 3 boundaries basically means 4 into 3 plus 8 into 6. We are supposed to find out the percentage of his total score did he make by running between the wickets. So this will be equal to, now see, there are two ways. Either I can find out this percentage or I can find out this percentage. I'll do it in other ways. So it will become 12 plus 48, that is 60. So the percentage of boundaries, the percentage of run by boundaries and sixes, it will be 60 upon total run is 120, that is 50%, right, into 100, obviously. 1 by 2 into 100, that is 50%. The rest of run will be with 50%, obviously. Rule of 100. So the run made by running between the wickets, it will be 50%. Simple question. Right. So I'll explain that thing in the next question, not an issue. So this was a pretty simple question. 50% the correct answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please show that football game question once?
See, I was not able to hear you. Can you please repeat?
Sir, can you please show that previous slide?
Sir, can I have a previous slide? Hello, sir.
Yes, am I audible?
So you are audible. I want the previous slide.
Okay, this one. Yes.
Sir, is it 180?
No, not 180. Where you're asking about it?
Sir, the next sum.
Just one minute. Yes. No. 180 for this one. No. No, 180 won't be the correct answer. Let's try to solve this. A scientist is studying the change in population of tigers for a certain area. She observes 25% increase in the population of tiger for that area. Now the new population is 45 tigers. So after increasing 25%, the new population becomes 45. What was the previous population? So let's assume it to be X. So if the previous population was X, the new population is increased. It was increased by 25%. Right, so 25% of X, it was increased. So earlier it was X, now it becomes
26.
yes, 25% of X. So basically it becomes 1.25 times X. And this 1.25 times X, it is equal to 45. So I need to find out X. So X will be equal to 45 divided by 1.25. This you can also write down in terms of fractions. That will be easier to solve over here. So if I just write down this as X plus 1 by 4 times X, it will become 5 by 4 of X. So this will become 5 by 4 of X being equal to 45, or X is equal to 45 into 4 by 5. From here you can simply cancel it out and you'll get the answer equals to 36. So 36 is the correct answer. Let's try to solve the next one. This one.
Sir, 500.
Okay. Let's see. A student has to obtain 33% of total marks to pass. He got 125 marks and failed by 40 marks. So 120, even after getting 125, he needed 40 more marks. That will be equal to the passing marks. And what were the passing marks? They were 33% of total marks. Or maximum marks, whatever you can say it. Right, so 125 plus 40 is 165 is equals to 33% of maximum marks, that is X. So I can write down 33 by 100 of X is equals to 165. So from here I can calculate the value of X, that is equal to 165 into 100 divided by 33. So if you cancel it by 33 directly, you can simply find out 5, or you can cancel it by 3 and 11. Anyways, you'll get the answer equals to 500. So final answer would be the maximum marks equals to 500. Right, so this total mass is what I have assumed to be X. This one. Now this one again, it's a question that is related to inverse proportions, right? It is inversely proportional. So it's simple, right? What kind of answer do I get for this kind of question? If the price of onion rises by 25%, then by what percentage the consumption should be reduced? So they say that if it is raised by 25%, reduce the consumption by 25%, you'll get same. But it is not so. Try to find out the answer over here, otherwise we will discuss it.
So 20.
Yeah, that's actually the correct answer. Right. So let's try to see the first thing that you need to understand over here, that price of any object, or I'll go other way, the consumption of any object or anything, it is inversely proportional to its price for the expenditure to be constant. This is the thing we need to understand, right? So let's say if the price of petrol is rising, so I'll be trying to reduce the consumption so that my expenditure doesn't increases, because if the price is also increasing and my consumption is also same, then my expenditure will increase. So what I'll do is I'll try to reduce the consumption. So even if the price is increasing, my whole expenditure, it is constant. Right, so this is the thing. Now over here there are two things being asked. First thing is about price, the second is consumption. So price rises, the price is rising, so price rises, so the consumption should reduce. Now how it will go, it will go inversely. So how price is being raised, so earlier let's say it was 100, now it is 125. Simple. Or simply you can say that it is you can cancel it by 25, so you get 4 in the denominator and 5 in the numerator. So the price is 5 by 4 of what it was earlier. So consumption, as I told you, it is inversely proportional. The consumption should be consumption should be inversely proportional to price. So if it is getting 5 times the 4, now it will become 4 times the 5. So the consumption should become 4 times of 5. That is what consumption should be. But again, you have to find out the reduction in consumption. So earlier the consumption of was 5, now it has become 4. So it has reduced by 1 unit. So reduction in consumption. So earlier it was 5 unit, now it has become 4 units, so it has been reduced by 1. And the reference, the original one was 5. So 1 by 5. In terms of percentage, it will be 1 by 5 times 100 into 100, or it will become 100 by 5, which is equal to 20. So this will be 20 percentage. Now over here, try to understand the price increased by 25%, the consumption should reduce by 20%. Right, so they are not equal always. So if the price is increasing, the consumption should reduce, but not in the same proportion. The percentage will be different, or the ratio also will be different. Yes, try to solve this one. Similar to the previous one.
Same, sir.
Yes. So similar to this one, I'll try to find out x by y. So let's say y was 100, so x is 25% more than y, so it will become 125, or again 5 by 4. Simple. So I need to find out y. So y by x is 4 by 5. Now how much it is less? So if y is sorry, x is 5, y is 4, so percentage less will become 1 by 5, which is equal to 20%. Right. Now if I say, okay, let's do it in the next question, not an issue. Yes, this is a good question. It's a combination of multiple percentages. Try to solve this one. Okay, let's try to simplify this one. Yes, there is a quantity A which is being increased successively. So successive multiplication or successive divisions that you should understand, or successive increase and successive decrease. Right, successive increase. So basically what you do is you multiply the percentages, right? You multiply the percentages. But how do you multiply? You multiply with the updated values, the updated values. So let's say I want to find out X. So the X was, first of all, we had A, then we increased successively it by 20%. So if I increase X by 20%, right? So initially it was 100, now it become 120, or it was increased. So if initially it was 1, it becomes 20% more, that is 1 by 1.2. So A is now 1.2 times. Now whatever the updated value is, again I'll be multiplying it with the next increase, that is 30%. So that will become 1.3, then 50%, so 1.5, and 20%, so 1.2. So this is how I have increased A to get X. Similarly, I can also find out Y, right? X of Y is what I need to calculate. So I'll find out Y. So first of all, I increased A by 20%, so 1.2. Then I increased it 50%, 1.5, then 1.3, then 1.2. Now, if you see, all the things are getting cancelled. So this gets cancelled by this gets cancelled by this gets cancelled by this, and this by this. So I'll get A by A. Again, A gets cancelled by A. So it's 1:1. So X is not 1%, because I need to find out percentage, I need to multiply it by 100. So from here, I can say that X is 100% of Y. Right. So in terms of percentages, it will be 100%. In terms of number, it will be 1%. Try to solve this one.
The 32%.
Okay, so over here, let's see. We need to find out percentage change in area. So first of all, we'll find out area of triangle. So area of triangle, base and height is given, so it is half into base into height. Now after being increased, so new area, it will become, see the base is increased by 10%, so it will become 1.1 times B, and height is increased by 20%, so it becomes 1.2 by time H, and this is half only, right? That is half into base into height. Right, so this is the new area, is for the earlier area. So if I take 1.1 and 1.2, it will get 1.32 BH, and half is common over there. So now let's try to find out the increase or change in area. Change in area will be 1 by 2 times 1.32 BH minus 1 by 2 times BH. So obviously it will be 1 by 2. I'm taking 1 by 2 common over here because again we need to find out the percentage. So 1.32 times 1, it will become 0.32 times BH. Now as if I find out percentage change in area, I need to take some reference, and the reference will be the original area. So it will be 1 by 2 into 0.32 BH over 1 by 2 into B into H. So BH will get cancelled by BH, half will get cancelled by half, and this has to multiply by 100. So 0.32 multiplied by 100, it will become 32%. So final answer will be equal to 32%. See, over here, in case of exam, if you are doing such things, right? This is 10%, this is 20%. Don't go it like 30% increase. No, it will not go 30%. It will have different answers over here, right? So you'll get different answers depending upon the type of question. Okay, let's move on. Yes, let's try to understand this question. So similar the way I explained it earlier, there is one more thing we need to understand, that expenditure. Right? What is the spend or expenditure over here? So how do we define expenditure? Expenditure is simply defined in with the help of two factors. First of all, what is the price or cost multiplied by what is consumption. Right. So that's what we understood in the last to last slide also, that if we want to keep the expenditure constant, the consumption is inversely proportional to price. So this is what I have. So over here, let's assume some of the thing is, let's assume the price to be equal to X and consumption to be equal to Y. Alright, so Raj intends to spend only 15% additional. We have to reduce the quantity of or the consumption of. So initially, let's say the initial expenditure was equal to price was X and consumption of Y. Consumption was Y. Right. So that is what we got. Now new expenditure after the increase. See, so the price of petrol is increased by 25%. So new price is 25% more than original price. So it will become 1.25 times X. Right. Or in terms of, if you want to write it in terms of fraction, it will become 5 by 4 times X. Right. So 1 plus 1.1 by 4, that is 5 by 4. And the new expenditure should be equal to 1.5 times. So we have new price 5 by 4 of X. We don't know the consumption yet. What is going to be the consumption? Right. So I will find out this thing later on. Just 1 minute. Yes. What is the new expenditure? What it says is he intends to spend only additional 15% on petrol. So 15% he can increase. So initially it was XY. Now it is increased by 0.15 times XY. 15% more he can expand. So the new expenditure should be 1.15 times the original expenditure, that is XY. That is new expenditure I got. the new price. What is the new price? New price we have seen it is 5/4, or I'll simply write down 1.25 times x. I need to find out the consumption, the change in consumption. So consumption from this equation becomes expenditure upon price. Expenditure we have calculated. See, if I say new consumption, it will be new expenditure upon new price. So new expenditure, it became 1.15 times xy, and new price became 1.25 times y. So let's cancel this out. Right. So if you cancel this out, y will get cancelled, and you'll get something change in x. Sorry, x will get cancelled and something change will y. So 0.92 times y. So if it is 0.92 times y, it will be reduced by 0.08%. Right. So minus 0.08 y it will be. So therefore, there will be 8% decrease in consumption.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
How we get this minus 0.08 y?
See, yes, we just separated. See, earlier it was y. We have assumed the initial consumption to be y, and now it is 0.92 times y. So the change in consumption, well, just write down over here. That will be more easier. Right. So change in consumption y minus 0.92 times y. So y will be common, 1 minus 0.92, that will become 0.08 times y. Right. So this has become the change in consumption, and if you want to find out as percentage, you will take initial consumption as a reference. So it will become the percentage change will become 0.08 into 100. That is 8%, which will be our final answer. Right, a simple one, but yes, a good question to understand. What happens if the inversely proportional also had some additional condition, the additional 15% that he's adding on? Yes, okay, this is also a good question you need to understand. Not a difficult one, I would say, but yes, a good question. So there are two numbers x and y which are 20% and 40% more than another third number z, and you're supposed to find out the ratio of two numbers. Okay, I'll just clear up this thing. So let's say if a number is 1 and second number is 20% more than 1, right? So it will become 20% into 1 plus 1, right? So it is 20% more than 1. So 20% of 1 basically means 20 by 100 into 1 plus 1, or 0.2 plus 1, that is 1.2. Now over here I'll modify this. Let's say if the initial number was x, so it will be 20% more than x, or 20% of x plus x, that is 20 by 100 of x plus x, or 0.2x plus x, or 1.2x. So if a number is being increased by some percentage, you just need to multiply it with the factor 1 plus 0. Times the, sorry, 1 plus this percentage divided by 100 times whatever it is, right? So now let's try to conclude how this can be useful in this question. So the initial number was z, and there are two numbers x and y. So from z I can say that x is 20% more, so it is 1.2 times z, and y is 40% more, so it is, yes, it is 1.4 times z. Right. So the ratio of two numbers, x by y, that is 1.2 times z upon 1.4 times z. So z will get cancelled over here, and you are supposed to find out the ratio only. So can you guys solve this and tell me the answer? What is the answer you are getting?
0.85, sir.
Okay, it's something 0.8. or simply if ratio has been asked, what I would prefer is let's keep it like 1.2 by 1.4, or if the decimals are cancelled, you get 12 by 14 or 6 by 7. So the required ratio 6 is to 7. Right. A simple question, but an interesting one, right? This kind of questions are usually asked. Okay, so this is a good question, and fine. Let's try to solve this one. I'll tell you two techniques to solve this one, and we'll see how we can solve this.
Sir, 600.
Okay, very good. That was quick. Let's see how this can be solved. A sum of money is to be distributed among 4 people A, B, C, D in the proportion 3, 2, 1, 4. If A gets 1500, what is D's share? See, I like to solve this kind of question in a pretty simple way. Right. The share of A is 1500. Now, out of these 4 proportion, you can see that the 3 goes to A. Just one minute. So 3 goes to A. Oops. 2 goes to B. 1 goes to C, and 4 goes to D. So we are interested in A, right? Because the value of A has been given. So the third portion, it is equivalent to 1500. What is the portion of A? So I can say that third portion is equivalent to 1500. So one portion will be equivalent to 500. Now this solves my entire question. Whatever question has been asked to you, you can solve this. Right now, let me try to frame what are the questions. So if someone asks you what is B's portion, it is 2 times the portion. One portion equals to 500, so 2 times will be 500 into 2, that is 1000. If someone asks you C, again it is equal to first portion, first part, that is equal to 500. If someone asks you D, it is 4 times. So if one time equals to 500, 4 times will be equal to 4 into 500, that is 2000. If someone asks you how much greater D is than A, so let's go to the portion, right? 4 and 3. So the difference between them is 4 minus 3, that is equal to 1. And one portion is equal to 500. Simple, right? If someone asks you what is the ratio between D and B, obviously you can find out 4 by 2, that is equals to 2. 2 is to 1. That is simple, right? So anything you can find out over here, just the first thing you need to understand is this one. Right. The rest of the question becomes very, very simple. Right. Let's try to solve this one. This is equivalent to the previous one, but you need to apply a little bit of logic over here.
600.
Okay, so let's see how we can solve this one. A sum of money is to be distributed among A, B, C, and D. Just 1 minute. Yes. So now the proportion has been given to you. If B gets 900 more than C, so again I'll write down the proportion: 1 raised to 7 raised to 4 raised to 2. This goes to A, this goes to B, this goes to C, and this goes to C. D, sorry, right? So B gets 900 more than C. So first of all, B minus C. In the terms of proportion, it is equals to 7 minus 4. That is equals to 3. And in terms of money, it is 900. So this 3 proportion, a third part, it is equivalent to 900. The single part, it will be equivalent to 900 by 3, that is 300. You got the answer over here. The D share, if you want to find out, it is equals to 3 parts, sorry, 2 parts, not 3 parts. Second part, that will be equal to 2 into 1 part equals to 300, so 2 part will be equal to 2 into 300, that is 600. Right, so your answer will be equal to 600. Right, so this portion, this part is only thing you need to find out, and you'll get the final answer over here. Yes, the ratio of number of boys and girls in a college is 7:5. If the percentage increase in number of boys and girls be this one, what will be the new ratio? Great, good question. Try to find out. It is very simple. Right? You just need to solve a little bit of equations. Okay, let's see what will be the answer over here. So the ratio of number of boys and girls in a college is 7:5. It has been given. Right. So I'll simply write down boys to girls. The ratio is 7:5. Now percentage increase in the number of boys, it is 20%. So the number of boys now, they are being increased by 20%. So it becomes 1.2 times what it was earlier. And that by girl was 40%, so it becomes 1.4 times what it was earlier. You need to solve this simple, right? The decimal will get cancelled out from numerator and denominator, so you get this one 7 1 and 2, this one and this 6. This will become 6 by 5. So the new ratio becomes boys to girls is 6:5. Right. Let's see the next one. Yes, a simple one. Let's say the numbers, three numbers we have been asked. So x, y, and z. These are the three numbers. The ratio of first and second number x and y is 5:3. So I have 5:3 over here for x and y, and the ratio of second and third number is 3:4. So y:z is 3:4. Now this is a simple question. Why? Because the ratio of y or the value of y in both the ratios, it is same. It is 3. So even if you find out the entire ratio of x, y, z, it becomes 5:3:4. What if it is not same? Then you have to make it same, right? So you have to make it, you have to multiply it by 2 or 3 or whatever it is, just to make it same. And that equation will be multiplied on both the sides, on every side. Right? So if you are multiplying it by 2, you have to multiply this also by 2 to make it 6. If it was 6, right? That is the case. But over here it is simple, right? So you have 5, 3, and 4. So I'll take 5 units, I'll take 3 units, I'll take 4 units. So total it will be 5 plus 3 plus 4, that is 12. Right? So I have 12 portion which is equal to 84. The number is as 84. Right? So that has been given. So 5 plus 3 plus 4, it is equals to 12. So 12 parts, they are equal to 84. Now we are supposed to find out the three numbers. So if 12 parts are 84, you can simply calculate it from table. So 12 by 84, that is 7. One part is equal to 7. Now x, I know it is equal to fifth part. That will be equivalent to 5 into 7, that is 35. Y will be equal to third part, that is 3 into 7, 21. Because one part is 7, so I just need to multiply it by whatever number it is. So 4 into 7, that is 28. So I got the three numbers, 35, 21, 28. These are the correct answers. Yes, this is going to be the last question for today. There is information given about a car running at certain speed. It increases its speed by 4 by 3 times and it reaches its destination 15 minutes earlier. How long will it take to reach the destination with the original speed? Now, obviously, we'll talk about speed, distance, and time later on. All right, but this thing is related to ratios and proportions, so we are covering it right now. But we'll talk about distance and time and what all type of questions are asked there later on. Right, so let's try to solve this one. The car is running at certain speed. It increases speed by 4 by 3 times and reaches destination 15 minutes earlier. And what will happen in original speed? See, the thing over here you need to understand is distance. From its origin to its destination, the distance is constant. Right, even the speed is increased, time is decreasing, but distance is constant. So we know that speed is equals to distance upon time. But if the distance becomes constant, what we get over here is speed is inversely proportional to time. So if the speed increases, the time will decrease, and that is what is happening over here. It increases by 4 by 3 times, and destination it reaches by 15 minutes earlier. So 15 minutes is reduced. So let's try to understand the speed. It becomes 4 by 3 times. So earlier it was 3, now it becomes 4. Since time is inversely proportional, the time should become the inverse of this proportion, that is 3 by 4. So earlier it was 4, now it becomes 3. So earlier it was 4, now it was 3. So reduction in time will be equal to 4 minus 3. Right? Reduction in time is 4 minus 3, that is 1. And initial time was 4. Right? So with respect to 4, it is 1 by 4. And this reduction 1 by 4 is it equal to 115 minutes. This 1 by 4th of time equals to 15 minutes. That is what reduction is. So 1 by 4 is 15. What is the entire time? The entire time, or the time of destination, original time. Right. The original time will be equal to 4 times the 15, that is equal to 16 minutes. 60 minutes, sorry. 60 minutes or 1 hour. Right. There are other ways to solve this question also. I would agree with that part. Right. But this is the simplest method. Fine. Okay. So this was the last question that we are going to discuss today. Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else you are free to leave for the session.